When it comes to web development, two things really matter: speed and security. And today, we're going to talk about a PHP framework that's all about delivering both, but with this really elegant simplicity. We're talking about Yii. It's built for getting things done efficiently, so let's just dive right in.
Okay, so first things first. That name. Why I? Why I? How in the world do you say that? Is it Yii? 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 You'd be surprised how often people ask this. It's actually super simple, just Yi. But here's the cool part. The name is seriously clever. See, in Chinese, it means simple and evolutionary, which, spoiler alert, is exactly what the framework is all about. But wait, there's more. It's also an acronym for yes, it is. You ask the question, is it fast? Is it secure? And the answer is right there in the name. Yes, it is. I love that. The whole philosophy is baked right in.
All right, so now that we've got the name down, what is this thing? Well, at its heart, Yii is a high-performance PHP framework. It's designed for building all sorts of web applications. I mean, everything from a basic website all the way up to really complex, enterprise-level systems.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty, its technical DNA, if you will. First off, it's open source, which is always great. It's also component-based, meaning you're essentially building with reusable blocks of code, kind of like Legos. But the really big one here is that it follows the Model View Controller Pattern, or MVC. So what does that even mean? Well, think of it this way. It separates the brains of your application, the data logic, that's the model, from the pretty face, what the user actually sees, the view. And why is that a game changer? It means your back-end and front-end developers can work on the same part of the app at the same time without stepping on each other's toes. The whole process just becomes so much cleaner.
Every great tool has an origin story, and Yii's is all about solving a real-world problem. This thing wasn't just dreamt up out of nowhere. No, it was born from a very real need for something better, something faster, and way more intuitive.
So, the creator of Yii had actually built another framework before it called Prado. And Prado, well, it was powerful for sure, but it had a couple of big problems. It could get really slow, especially with complex pages, and man, the learning curve was steep. So Yii was basically designed from the ground up to be the complete opposite, super fast, with a learning path that's actually, smooth and easy to get into.
And you can really see that journey play out over time. It all kicked off back in 2008 with version 1.0. A couple years go by, 1.1 comes out, adds some really key features. But the huge leap, that was in 2014 with Yii 2.0. That was a total rewrite, really modernizing the whole thing. And the best part? It's not over. Version 3.0 is being actively worked on right now, which just shows you this project has a long-term commitment to evolving.
Okay, so we've talked about the philosophy, the history, but why do developers actually choose Yii? What's the big draw? Well, it really boils down to three core pillars. It's fast, it's secure, and it's efficient. Let's start with fast, and I mean really fast. Yii is built from the ground up to give you all the features you need with the absolute minimum performance hit. And in web development, every single millisecond counts. So having that focus on being lightweight and low on resource use, that's a huge win. Pillar number 2, security. And this is a big one. Yii is secure right out of the box. It has all these built-in tools that help you stop some of the most common and frankly dangerous attacks out there. Things like SQL injection that can totally compromise your database, or cross-site scripting. It's designed to help you write solid, protected code right from line 1. And the third pillar? Efficiency. This one is all about making the developer's life easier. I mean, who doesn't want that? Yii gives you these clean, powerful APIs and this amazing code generation tool called Yii. Yii literally automates all that boring, repetitive stuff. The whole point is to let you write more code in less time, so you can focus on the creative, fun parts of the project instead of just writing boilerplate over and over. Okay, so that all sounds great on paper, right? But what's it actually like to use? How fast can you really get up and running? The answer is shockingly fast. Getting started is basically a simple 4-step dance. First, you use Composer to grab a project template. Easy. Then, you use something called migrations to design your database structure right in your code. And this is awesome because it means your database schema is version controlled, just like the rest of your app. No more guessing what the database looked like last week. And then, the grand finale. You unleash that GII tool we talked about. It automatically generates your models and all the basic CRUD operations. That's create, read, update, delete. Seriously, in just a few minutes, you can have a working skeleton of your application ready to go.
You know, a framework is never just about the code itself. It's only as good as the community and the resources that support it. And this is another place where Yii really shines. It's not just a tool, it's an entire ecosystem.
So what's in this ecosystem? Well, for starters, there's a massive library of extensions that people in the community have built, so you can just plug in new functionality. There's a super active community forum for when you get stuck. The official documentation is extensive and really well written. You've got books, you've got tutorials for every skill level. Oh, and it even has its own official extension library called Zit, which gives you powerful widgets right away. The bottom line is you're never left on your own when you're building with Yii.
And you can see the real-world impact of all this. Take Brandon Kelly, the guy who created Craft CMS, a huge and really well-respected content management system. He specifically chose Yii because of its elegant modular architecture. I mean, when a major platform like that is built on your framework, that says a lot, right? That's some serious street cred.
And that flexibility is so important. Just look at these two projects, both built with Yii. You've got HumHub on one hand, which is basically a social network platform. And then you have Luya, which is a toolbox for building websites with a CMS. I mean, these things solve completely different problems, but they're both built on that same solid, adaptable foundation. It really shows you what Yii is capable of.
So that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? In a world with absolute giants like Laravel and Symfony, how does something like Yii stick around and stay relevant? I think maybe it comes back to that very first idea we talked about. Its whole identity is built on being simple and evolutionary. It's proof that sometimes a pragmatic, efficient, and just plain well-designed tool will always have a place in a developer's toolkit.